Hey guys, what's up? Shanerator here. I would like to take a moment and delve into one of the worst feelings in the world. Getting up for work, especially if your job is somewhat early in the morning. I've got friends that complain that their job starts at 10 in the morning. Oh my gosh, that's so freaking early! Then I get ridiculed when I tell them my job starts at 7 in the morning. I have to wake up at 6 a.m. I'm gonna be openly honest with you. I am not a morning person. I am definitely kind of a night owl. One of the worst feelings in the world is having to get out of bed at 6 a.m. I like to think of your bed as almost like a Venus flytrap, except it's a lot bigger, not as slimy, not as menacing looking, and it's not trying to kill you. Well, there have been a few times where I feel like my comforters are trying to stifle me in my sleep. I guess the one commonality is the fact that your bed likes to keep you trapped within it. This is especially true when you wake up early in the morning. Who wants to get out of bed when it's cold outside of your covers? So my alarm is set at 6 a.m. I do not believe there has ever been a documented instance of where I actually got out of bed right at 6. I would say it's more in the ballpark of like 6:11 or 6:12. Takes me about half an hour to get to work. My work starts at 7. So math professors, that's about 17 to 18 minutes of getting ready. That's not a lot of time. Getting out of bed is not easy. I sleep in a bunk bed. On the top bunk, my favorite part of the bed, it's elevated. I have this false sense of security. I usually sleep there on my days off. On my days that I have to work, I sleep on the bottom bunk. The reason I sleep there, it's because of its proximity to the ground. Where my bed is located, it's located in like an alcove of my room. The bed is not located in a wide open space on the wall. It is sealed off by this walling all around it. In other words, the only way for me to get out of bed is to literally jump off the top bunk and go to the ground. That's not something you want to do at 6 in the morning, which is why I sleep on the bottom bunk. I can simply roll over off of the bottom bunk, which takes significantly less effort. See, there's a science behind all this. My alarm goes off. I hit the snooze button about 2 or 3 times. I get out of bed. That moment kind of reminds me of when you leave the fridge door open. Your mom gets ticked off. Close the fridge, you're letting all the cold air out. It's just like that, except the opposite. I'm letting all the cold air in. Your blankets serve as kind of like a skin-tight greenhouse and acting as insulators, trapping in all of the heat that escapes when the blankets are lifted. All this cold air just seeps right in and freezes my legs. I will admit it's more effective than a cup of coffee to wake you up. So once that happens, I roll out of bed, I lazily make my way into the bathroom and do all the stuff that you normally do before you get to work. At that point, the storm is behind you. It's clear sailing from here. Not really, because I haven't even gotten to work yet. I get into the bathroom, I switch on the light. The thing about our bathroom is it has 4 light bulbs that have no shades on them. So switching them on is like an instant blinding effect. Whenever I make my way into the bathroom, I usually have in my arms a bundle of clothes. On top of the bundle of clothes is also my hair gel and my shaver. And because by this point, I have about 17 minutes to do my stuff in the bathroom and get out the door, I have to move quickly. It's much easier said than done. Because once I'm blinded, it takes your eyes about a minute or 2 to adjust to the brightness. That is way too much time, and I don't have that much of it on my hands. So I begin the process of shaving while I'm half blinded. Oftentimes what I'll do is I will begin the process of shaving with one eye open, because that way the blinding effect isn't as excruciating. So shaving, it isn't the easiest thing in the world, but it does the job. So the cool thing about electric shavers is you can get the shave done in under 2 minutes, which means that my eyes are still partially blinded. I don't have time to wait for my eyes to completely adjust to see how good of a shaving job I did, so I go by feel. Once my fingers have deduced that I have rid myself of most of the stubble that's on my face, then I proceed to jump into the shower. My showering process is very time efficient, because when you're in the shower, you have to apply soap, scrub, shampoo, condition, and dry your hair off. I have devised a system. When you have about 9 minutes to shower and get out of the door, hanging out in the shower is not a luxury that one can afford. So my system is as follows. You have to apply soap, scrub, shampoo, condition, and dry your hair off, and open the shower curtain. Woo! The feeling that transpires is very reminiscent of the feeling that I just had upon leaving my bed, except it's instantaneous. So I brace myself, cold air washes me over, and I leave the shower, dry myself off, ruffle my hair dry with a towel. Once it's more or less dry, then the final phase comes, and that's applying the gel. The positive thing about this is by this point, my eyes have adjusted to the brightness level in the room. I am no longer blinded, so I can actually use my eyes to see if I have done a proper gelling job. So even if I didn't do a proper proper job of shaving, at least my hair will look good. And that's the most important part. I throw on my clothes, grab my lunch, and exit out the door, jump in my car, and make the drive to work. Thus, this arduous process, coupled with this massive discomfort factor, which is tacked on to this looming, overbearing sense of dread because you know you're doing this all in preparation just to go to work. All in all, this is about the equivalent of one of the worst feelings in the world. Well, shanerator, you might be asking, isn't there a solution? That's a great question. Here's my well-founded, logical, intuitive, deeply rooted response to that question. No, there is not. There is no solution. Everyone needs money, and to get money, you need to work. It's a fact of life. There you have it. Have a great day at work.